Welcome everybody. It's Scott here from Woke Society's here to drop you yet another episode of content, and tonight is going to be just a quick hitter on one topic that has been all over the news, and it's just fascinating because of the storylines have all changed. There's conflicting reports, and yes, we are going to be talking about the Ukrainian flight that went down. It was shot over Tehran, Iran, and all the passengers died. I'm saying shot now because after what I've researched, it looks like it was shot down, but there were so many reports giving so many different stories from all these different countries. Something wasn't adding up, and this is what caught my attention. Usually I wouldn't even touch a story like this, but because it's Iran, everyone's talking about Iran, I just wanted to do a quick hit for you guys out there that might not have time to research all this. So this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. I do have a quick article on Epstein we're just going to touch on, and then we're going to jump into the Iran shoot-down, I believe, of this flight. So just to do the essentials here, here's my YouTube channel. Go and subscribe, like, share. Tell all your friends and family about this channel, guys. It's growing. We're at almost 9,500 subscribers. I want to be at 10,000 by the end of the month. Another huge milestone for this channel. So please hit that subscribe button if you guys want to take it a step further and be wonderful, wonderful people. Go to my Patreon here, and you guys can donate to the channel as little as $1 a month through my Patreon. And every single dollar is going directly back into this channel. It's going to help bring this channel to the next level because it's already growing so fast, and you guys have shown so much support. This is why I created it, so we can get more. I can get more of a connection with you guys as that gets bigger. So that is your other option there. Here's my BitChute. Go to my BitChute. This is my backup channel in case YouTube takes me down. If you guys hate YouTube, I totally understand. Go there. And if you guys want to hear me on the go, you guys can go right to wokesocieties.com, my own website. I have all the links to all the major podcasting platforms, excuse me, that you guys can download all my recent episodes here. So there are multiple ways for you guys to get my content. So there we have it. Let's go into the content now. So every time, you guys know me by now, anything involved with Epstein, I'm going to give you updates on it as soon as I have it. So this one is just a little story here it's about the video of the first attempt in the Manhattan Correctional Facility when Epstein supposedly originally tried to kill himself. So the name of this article, this is from the Inquirer.com. Surveillance video of Jeffrey Epstein's cell during suicide attempt was destroyed, prosecutors said. And this was just updated today. Now remember, guys, the stories that were out, I don't know how long ago, it was fairly recent that originally the story was they lost the video to when he committed suicide, the video that was watching his cell. Then the prosecutors or whoever, the defense, whoever it was, they changed their story and said it was recovered and archived. But now the story is changing again, and it's saying it's disappeared. It's not there. So let's just quickly read this because this is beyond unbelievable. So surveillance footage from outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell during his suicide attempt was destroyed, prosecutors revealed on Thursday. The revelation in a letter filed by Assistant U.S. Attorneys Maureen Comey and Jason Sweargold is the latest disclosure from the feds about the footage from the Metropolitan Correctional Center on July 22nd and 23rd. Epstein attempted to hang himself that night while sharing a cell with accused quadruple murderer Nick Tartaleone, officials have said. Sweargold initially said last month in White Plains federal court that the video had not been preserved. He reversed himself less than 24 hours later, saying it had been archived. What the hell is going on here? What is that? Now, the feds say that due to a record-keeping error, MCC staff preserved footage from outside the wrong cell. So now they're claiming it's not there, and the footage that was there was a recording of the wrong cell. The footage contained on the preserved video was for the correct date and time, but captured a different tier than the one where cell 1 was located because the preserved video did not show correction officers responding to any of the cells seen on the video. After speaking with MCC legal counsel, the government was informed that the MCC computer system listed a different incorrect cell for Tartaleone. Prosecutors wrote in a letter filed in federal court in Manhattan. So that's the story, guys. Now, it just pisses me off that who is being held responsible right now? Like, the last thing we heard was that the correction officers, the ones that were supposedly supposed to be watching his cell, they just disappeared for a few hours. Some of them weren't even willing to talk to prosecutors. Like, where's the warden of this corrections facility? Where is she? Like, what is going on? Like, why has nobody been held accountable yet? We're in January. I know these investigations take time, but there has been nothing. Like, someone is obviously connected to the deep state to have access to this stuff, which the video has just disappeared. And now they were saying they're recording the wrong cell. Like, clearly there's no coincidence here. Something was all set up. This thing was planned out. We all know that, but still. So that's just a recent update of what's going on with Epstein. I hope to God we're going to get some information out of Ghislaine Maxwell. That's going to be just, jaw-dropping. But we'll see. All right. Now, let's jump into some of the plane crash here. Now, I'm bringing up CNN. This is something that I rarely do. You guys know how much I hate the mainstream media. But I'm bringing up the article from CNN. This is basic information that I've acquired from multiple sources, and it all lines up. So it's just, I'm showing very basic information. So don't kill me. I hate CNN just as much as you guys. So let's just real quick. I just want to bring this up. The victims were 176 total. It was a Boeing 737 plane that, now they're saying this article, crashed after takeoff from Tehran on Wednesday, hailed from various countries. They included 82 Iranians, 63 Canadians, 11 Ukrainians, 10 Swedes, 4 Afghans, 3 Germans, and 3 British nationals, according to a tweet from Ukrainian Foreign Minister Vadym Prystaiko. Okay, but I'm only going as that far because, as you can see here, there are no Americans on this plane, which I find interesting, but there is a ton of Iranians and a ton of Canadians. Now, Iran, originally the stories were that there was stories coming out that it was a fire in the fuselage. One of the wives called one of the husbands saying 20 minutes before the plane started going down, she felt something was wrong with the plane. So that was a story that was circulating around. And as you can see here, we'll just go into some of the victims here. It's really sad. There's 3 British nationals. This one from the New York Post, again, talking about the British nationals here. And some we're gonna look at an amazing thread showing the wreckage in just a moment. And here's some more photos of what's left of the plane here in Tehran. And I don't know if there's anything else on here that I want to show you guys. Just more photos. I'm going to show you guys the really good thread, but it's just the stories here, the storylines. They kept saying Iran plane crash. Photos emerge. The Ukrainian flight that crashed in Iran was highly likely shot down by a missile, and it started to change this morning. And this was according to reported U.S. intelligence. But before we even had that, we have the Ukraine embassy in Iran drops reference to engine failure as cause of plane crash. And this was yesterday. So we had multiple countries reporting that, because Iran was even stating that they didn't shoot down the plane. They said that. And everyone was like, okay, that's odd. But as we're going to see, the timing, everyone knows that Iran shot the missiles into Iraq around the U.S. bases, but we all know that Iran, I believe, was just showing face. They didn't kill any U.S. soldiers. There was no U.S. soldiers there. But this plane here was brought down just a couple of hours after those missile attacks. So the timing of it is very, very suspicious. So as this morning was coming up, this dropped this morning at, let's see here, January 9th. U.S. officials confident Iran shot down passenger jet. So this was CBS News. So the only reason why I'm showing these mainstream outlets is because they are all in agreement with this. There's no conspiracy. There's no I've researched these things so much that you can usually see through the BS. But All the alternative outlets are all saying the same thing now. They're confident Iran shot down the passenger jet. Trump is also saying the same thing. But here's a video. This is the video appears to show a moment passenger plane was mistakenly shot down over Iran. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you guys a better video too here. But let's look here. So you guys saw the flash. I'll play it again here. I'm sorry for the guys that can't see this on the podcast, but I'll explain it here. So you just see this massive flash in the sky, and you could see, and you could hear the explosion, and it's going down. You can hear the explosions as the plane's going down. But what's weird here is, this is another video. I'm going to show you guys this right now.
هواپیما آتش گرفته.
شهریار. Ball of fire. You can see it coming down.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم.
Pieces of it are coming off.
خدای خود کمک کن.
Moves the camera over. It's still going down. And then it hits, and then you can see the explosion in the horizon. It's terrible to see here. But what I wanted to show you guys was this thread here by Hesma Alavi. I don't know, it looks like he lives in that area, and he had some amazing knowledge of what he believes actually happened here. So I want to go through this. So this is the beginning of his thread. So there are reports circling about the Ukrainian International Airlines flight PS752 being shot down shortly after taking off from Tehran. The plane crashed near the city of Shahryar, west of the Iranian capital. So the initial reports claimed engine failure, which I just showed you guys from Reuters. However, Ukraine's embassy in Iran dropped an initial reference to engine failure as the cause of the Ukrainian plane crash outside of Tehran on Wednesday. So everyone thought that was suspicious, and then all these storylines started changing. So Ukraine International Airlines said a Boeing 737-800 involved in a fatal crash in Iran was one of the best planes in its fleet, and its pilots were very experienced. No sign of anything was wrong before the plane took off. Last routinely serviced on January 6th. So this was 2 days ago that the plane was serviced. Nothing was suspiciously wrong. Pilots were extremely experienced, and it was one of the best planes in the fleet. So right there, that's a red flag. Iran will not give the black box from crashed Ukrainian airliner to Boeing. Simple question. Why? What does the regime in Iran have to hide? So this was reported on Reuters, and this is again, as the stories kept coming out, we kept getting new evidence here. And the fact that Iran would not give over the black box, what if this was simply an accident, why wouldn't they give that over? Again, what are you trying to hide, right? So as the threat continues here, this is quoting Still Gray. This is another, looks like a Twitter handle. Ian Miles showing here. If there was an engine fire, the plane would have slowed down and pilots would have made it back to the airport, but it kept climbing. Fire suppression systems would have prevented the plane from turning into a ball of fire. Shrapnel damage on wings and fuselage. And check it out, guys. It's as much as I can blow it up, but you can see the wings here. There are holes that are in this wreckage. And this one's kind of hard to see, but they're pointing out the picture in here, all the shrapnel damage. So when you see shrapnel damage like that, it makes you want to think of what kind of weapon. This wasn't like a direct impact from a missile. It looks like something exploded before it hit the plane and spread the damage like a shotgun would. So very interesting. It's indications of a weapon being used. So he brings up a good point here. This Heshmet guy. Remember when Russian-backed Ukrainian separatists accidentally shot down MH17 in 2014? The investigation took almost 2 years to complete, even with the Dutch-led international task force. You're going to tell me the Iranians figured out it was engine failure in 5 minutes. Excellent point. Very suspicious. So the thread keeps going. This looks like shrapnel damage on the Ukraine airliner, which went down near Tehran. Pictures 2 and 3 show shrapnel damage on MH17 shot down by an SA-11 Buck surface to air missile in 2014. So this is comparisons. This is the what we're talking about today. And this is what the one that was investigated back in 2014 looked like. You could clearly see there's holes from shrapnel. Look at that. There's holes everywhere. This is the same thing. There's holes. This is shrapnel. And you can tell it came from the inside because the metal is pushed in on the wreckage. You can clearly see that just from the photos here. So MH17 was targeted at a higher altitude, and while flying at a higher speed than PS752, shrapnel played a major role in bringing down this plane. Left image belongs to Ukraine International Airlines PS752. And again, you can clearly see bits and chunks of the plane missing and more holes. So surface-to-air missiles explode near their target to spray it with shrapnel. This increases the impact ratio significantly. Images from PS752 show clear signs of shrapnel. And this is a good little image here showing what kind of missile was shot that brought down this plane. So you can see shrapnel damage visual on parts of the wreckage. Puncture marks suggest plane was hit from the outside, which I just explained. And you can clearly see shrapnel holes everywhere on the wings. This wasn't a fire that brought this plane down, guys. And again, more sides of shrapnel on motor of the PS752. Notice how the piercing is towards the inner part of the fuselage. The first motor has not exploded into pieces. The second motor of PS752 is also fairly intact, more proof discrediting the engine failure claims. In February 2019, a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 suffered engine failures, yet the pilots were able to land the plane with support from safety standards procedures. You can see here, guys, this engine's all jacked up. That one's completely incinerated. That one's gone. But this one was still intact here. This was the Southwest one. Super sketchy, right? So if you're unfamiliar with the SA-11 or Buck missile system, it detonates in midair in proximity of the plane, floods the cockpit with shrapnel and kills the pilots. Passengers die from depressurization, extreme cold while it crashes, usually in one piece. Just think of the SA-11 as a missile system that tracks the plane and then fires a shotgun blast of shrapnel to the cockpit when it gets in range. It's not a high explosive warhead. The Dutch Safety Board produced this video to explain how the Buck missile system works and how it crashed in July 2014. Not saying this is what possibly shot down the plane in Iran, though. But he makes a great comparison. This is what was found recently around the site where this plane crashed. So this was a local, took this image near the PS752 crash site, clearly showing the control segment of a Tor M1 missile. Look at that. And look, these are surface-to-air missiles. This is exactly what something would take down a plane with. But this was found near the crash site. I don't know. So in Iran, the Revolutionary Guards, designated as a terrorist organization by the U.S. State Department, has such Tor M1 units at its disposal. And clearly, Iran has this technology and is capable of shooting these same exact missiles from what it looks like over the plane. So he ends it here. I'm no expert. Here are my 2 cents. Could this have been an accident? Possibly. If it was deliberate, Iran could have sought to shoot down PS752 in order to divert global media attention away from its missile attack targeting military sites in Iraq. What do you think? Well, here's what I think, guys. There were Iranians on this plane, but my thing is, if it was an accident, I don't know if it was an accident, because for the Iranians to shoot down and knowingly kill their own civilians, is that surprising? I'm not sure, but it would make sense to me. For me, the most logical reason why this would happen is maybe they were hoping there were Americans on that plane, and when they shot it down, it was the last-ditch effort by the deep state to start a World War III, because Trump said it plain and clear that if you mess with Americans, you kill Americans, you are going to get the full force of our military, and it's probably going to be overkill. That's what he said in a tweet. I'm paraphrasing some of that, but that's essentially what he said. So, was this a diversion to take media attention away from the Iraq military bases? Because we all know Iran was just showing face with that attack. if they wanted to really cross the line, they would have taken out other bases and killed Americans, and that would have started something. But it looks like Iran's heeding Trump's warning. So I still believe that just like in North Korea, Trump established peace with the North Koreans. There are still deep state clowns in Iran right now, and they're working to get the last remnants of that out. And the shot down plane, I don't believe it was an accident. I believe it was a last ditch effort to start something with America and start a war. But as I've been saying, there will be no war with Iran. It would kill Trump's re-election campaign. And the last thing Americans want is more endless wars, right? So I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think this is all about? You think this was just an accident? Iran killed its own people in this. And I want to dig more into the names on this plane because I did see some of these. I saw somewhere, but I can't find it, that there was Iranian nuclear scientists on this plane, which is very, very intriguing. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, like, share, and tell your friends and family about this channel. I want to get this news out. I want to try to set the record straight of what's going on. It looks like, again, Iran shot it down. I've shown you plenty of proof here from this guy's thread that there is evidence of shrapnel and land surface-to-air missile. So again, guys, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, go to my Patreon if you guys want to up your fandom. Donate to the channel. You can donate as little as $1 if you want to do more. That is more than greatly appreciated. Go to my BitChute, and again, my Woke Society's beautiful website here for your podcasting needs. So until then, guys, I am off tomorrow. I'll see if I'll make another video. We'll see what happens because news is breaking all over the place. Q hasn't posted in a while, and I have a feeling they are going to be posting at any moment. So let's see what happens. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay warm, and stay woke.